Verse of the day 25 Numbers chapter 6 verse 24-26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you, and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you, and give you peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. This verse begins the Aaronic blessing, a prayer of divine favor and protection. To be blessed is to receive God's favor, encompassing spiritual, physical, and emotional well-being. In Genesis chapter 12 verse 2-3, God promises to bless Abraham and make him a blessing to others. In Psalm chapter 121 verse 7-8, God's protection is assured, as he watches over his people both now and forevermore. In Ephesians chapter 1 verse 3, believers are reminded that they are blessed with every spiritual blessing in Christ. The Lord make his face shine upon you. This imagery reflects God's favor, presence, and delight in his people. In Exodus chapter 34 verse 29-30, Moses' face shines after being in God's presence, symbolizing divine approval. In Psalm chapter 67 verse 1-2, God's shining face is associated with his blessings and salvation being known to all nations. In Matthew chapter 5 verse 16, believers are called to let their light shine before others, reflecting God's glory. God's grace is his unmerited favor and kindness, freely given to his people. In Exodus chapter 33 verse 19, God declares his nature to show grace and compassion as he chooses. In Psalm chapter 103 verse 8, the Lord is described as merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9, Paul testifies that God's grace is sufficient for every need, especially in weakness. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you. This phrase symbolizes God's attentive care and approval, bringing reassurance and comfort. In Psalm chapter 4 verse 6-7, the psalmist asks for the light of God's countenance, equating it with joy and peace. In Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1, the prophet speaks of God's glory rising upon his people, marking his favor. In John chapter 14 verse 23, Jesus promises that those who love him will experience the presence of both the Father and the Son. God's peace, shalom, is more than the absence of conflict. It signifies wholeness, harmony, and well-being. In Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3, God promises perfect peace to those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in him. In John chapter 14 verse 27, Jesus offers his peace to his disciples, a peace not of this world but rooted in his presence. In Philippians chapter 4 verse 7, the peace of God, which surpasses understanding, is said to guard believers' hearts and minds. Applications for today. Receive and trust in God's blessing, protection, and favor as a reflection of his love for you. Walk in the assurance of God's grace, knowing it is sufficient for every situation. Pursue and share God's peace with others, living as a testimony of his wholeness and harmony. God bless you and give you grace after grace.